the twilight lies gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket trainless, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land under the free, and the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in name, the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save, this land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land of the free, and the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching Maxspeedtv.
Let's go. I was born to kill it. I was meant to win. I am down and willing, so I will find a way. It took a minute, and I didn't happen right away. When it get hot in the kitchen, you decide to stay. That's how it winners made. Stick a fork in the hater on my dinner plate. I walk into the fire like it's just a bit of flames. I switch my style up, watch the money pile up. I'ma get rich or die trying, want me switch lanes. I'm always getting better, I'ma be on 5th place. On this one, then 4th on the next. 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 4th, 5th, best. She showing love, give me all the raw energy. Don't stop, go ahead, get it in. Jump, knock, let me in. Huff and blow the house down. Raw energy. Don't stop, go ahead, get it in. Jump, knock, let me in. Huff and blow the house down. I do it for the love, they perform for the checks, and I still get more.
Well, folks, it's Saturday night once again. We are with the OP Buttkicker Unlimited series right here on MaxSpeedtv. Welcome to the stream tonight, folks, as we're getting an underview look at the track right now under the scenic cam. But we're going to have some good racing tonight here at iRacing Superspeedway. Wondering what's going to happen as Anthony English is looking for a three-peat after winning the last two races. But we have got a pretty good field out here tonight. We're looking at somewhere around 32, maybe 33 drivers here tonight. Looks like we got a couple of new names out here tonight. Of course, Andrew Stacy, he is not a new name. He's been running with these guys for a couple weeks now. Same with Dwayne Corbett. Robert Hooligan, I think, come over from Thursday night to Saturday night. Chase Greer, a new name that I don't recognize. And, of course, Payson Lindsay has been here for several weeks. And Brian Graham, another new driver that I don't recognize the name. So be on the lookout for those guys tonight. Of course, SDK is acting up. We're going to go ahead and look at our pre-race analytics. If I could get SDK to refresh here. So let me, oh man. There we go. It finally kicked in. We are looking at a 65-degree air temp, 0% humidity, cloudy with 2-mile-an-hour winds. Track temperature, though, is sitting at 104. So it could get just a little bit slick out there with the track temps being above 100, but we'll see what happens. As we are about 3 minutes left of practice, we're going to go ahead and jump into our standings. Come on. My standings is not working. My button's not working on my why is that not working? Looks like they have advanced the session. I'm looking here, 3, 4, 5, 6. Huh. Well, for some reason, my standings didn't update when I saved them. Let me see if I can get that fixed real quick. Make sure maybe it was fixed already. Nope. But Anthony English is going to be your or your top wins with 4 wins on the season. Vicente Guerrero's got a win. Lynn McNeese, Andy Brigante, Everett Lane, all with wins on the season. Then Gabe Butler right now sitting at the top of the regular season points list at plus 136. Stephen Miles at plus 135. And like I said, I don't know why that didn't update for me. Let me see as we are gridding up. I'm just as confused as everybody else right now, folks, because I have not seen well. Okay. Well, guys, we're going to step aside for just a second. Looks like they have changed sessions, so we're going to get into the new session, and we will be right back. All right, folks, we are back. We got a new session up here. I think there was some issues with the weather. They didn't, I guess the track temperatures was a little too warm, so they decided just to create a new session. As we are looking here, they're going to probably advance this to qualifying here pretty soon. Get my stuff back up here because, well, it keeps shutting off on me. I went ahead and had to do a reload of my SDK. So, but we are ready to go here. Get that refresh on SDK once again. Like I said, they are looking at possibly advancing the session to get these guys into qualifying, so we're not here till let's see, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming as such. Well, for some reason, if you guys start having issues with YouTube, let me know, because I just got an error showing that it's not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. So let me know if you guys are having any problems with YouTube. It's looking like everything is still running pretty smooth. I don't know what that was. Something just went flying through the air. And where is... Let me send Anthony a message real quick. Well, like I said, everybody, if you guys would, just let me know if YouTube is having any issues. If you guys are getting a lot of buffering, just let me know. I think YouTube may be having issues because my internet here is really good. I mean, I am on fiber, and I'm supposed to have a gig of download and upload, so you guys just let me know. May have to create a new stream. I'm not sure just yet. Brendan, if you're still watching, let me know if you guys are having issues seeing if there's the YouTube is choppy or anything like that. Or if anybody's out there. Well, right now we started a new session. Okay, thanks, Netspeed. We started a new session, and they just advanced it to qualifying. So Christopher Jordan was sitting at the top spot. Sanchez, I think, was up there for a little while, but as they go checkered on the practice, we will be into qualifying here shortly. Belva, I see you out there. I'm guessing everybody can hear me fine as well, because Netsby did respond back to me. It looks like we are doing a full-on it looks like we're doing, everybody is out qualifying at the same time. When they created the new session, I'm guessing they did not set it up to where it was just one car out there at a time. So but it's looking like we're going to have quite a few out there. Richard Coons out there, Adam Kilday, Chris Jordan, Robert Hooligan, Brian Graham, Andrew Stacy, Rick Sanchez, Peter DeBorgia, Nick Wing, Dana Shepard, Dwayne Corbett, Chase Greer, Stephen Luttrell, Dan Harrington, Thomas Lockwood, Brandon Pfeiffer, Dave Hutt, James Mayer, Bubba Winningham, Gabe Butler, Payson Lindsay, Rick Seabrands, and Jimmy Reynolds. Anthony English hitting a 242-mile-an-hour speed. Yeah, the yoke is broke. Oh. You guys are cracking me up. We should start seeing the qualifying times come in. Of course, this is a huge track, 3.5 miles, as we got people wrecking right now at the end of qualifying. Anthony English right now at the top spot with a 44.41. Dana Shepard in a second right now. Dwayne, or I should say Dana Shepard in third. Brian Graham in second. Dwayne Corbett fourth. Chase Greer's in that fifth spot, but we got guys that are changing positions. The number 4, Rick Seabrands, jumping up to that top spot with a 44.27, tied with James Mayer of 44.27. Actually, looks like 44.26 for Seabrands. I don't know how many laps of qualifying we're doing, folks, but they are on a lap of 3. James Mayer jumping to the top spot with a 44.02. Moose Pie out there tuning in. Again, apologize for the technical difficulties. The league admins had to create a new session. The track temperature was just a little too high. Guys they couldn't control the cars, as we see Seabrands and Sanchez getting into each other. Rick Sanchez looks like his right front wheel is broke. Well, I wish we had a little bit of rain here, because it was miserably hot today. I think our temperature today was in the upper 90s with a heat index of like 110. I think we were still sitting about 53% humidity. As we get to the checkered flag, James Mayer going to be your pole sitter for tonight. Well, let me see if I can find Mr. Mayor and get him up here to the broadcast booth. Jimmy, Steve up here in the booth, buddy. Awesome job, man. You got that poll tonight. Well, I say that, and everything just switched up on me.
What happened? Did I lose it?
You lost it.
Uh,
It looks like Robert Hooligan did jump into that top spot, bud.
it happens. It's I thought I had a good lap there, but
Well, now it's switched
take
back.
second.
I don't know what's going on, bud. Now it's switched it back. You got 44.02, but I think SDK is having some issues. But man, I know we had to start a new session. That last session, the track temperature was a little too much for these cars. How does it feel now?
yeah, I only turned a few laps, so I didn't turn any in the other session, but feels pretty stable to me. You know, Rick, to start, you know, our first lap, Rick gave me a good shot there to get our momentum going. And it felt all right to me, you know, running in the draft there. So I think we'll be all right.
Well, you know, this is one of the hardest tracks, I think, especially coming into the turns. That big bump right there. How are you gonna have to combat that tonight and try to keep that thing under control?
You know, I think that's a great question. I don't know. Try to get a good entry into the corner. You know, obviously try to manage the bumps when they come, and I think that'll be, you know, I think entry's key. Yeah, you got to get a good arc into the corner there.
All right, James. Well, you guys are gritting up. Good luck, buddy, and hopefully we'll see you at the end of the race.
I hope so.
I think you were down there with Anthony and them, wasn't you?
Yeah.
All right. Get him back down there to team number 4. We're going to go ahead and get our Maxspeedtv OP Buttkicker Unlimited Series grid up here. Starting row 1, the pole setter, James Mayer, is outside Robert Hooligan. Starting row number 2, Peter DeBorgia and Rick Seabrands. The starting row number 3 is Anthony English and Brian Graham. That's row number 4 is Bubba Winningham and Dana Shepard. Row number 5, Dwayne Corbett, Chase Greer. And starting at row number 6 is going to be 78 of Chris Jordan and the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. Row number 7, Adam Kilday, Payson Lindsay. Row number 8 is Andy Brigante and Richard Kuhn. Row number 9, Rick Sanchez and Nick Wing. Row number 10, Stephen Luttrell, Thomas Lockwood. Row number 11, C.J. Erdman and Andrew Stacy. Row number 12, Gabe Butler, Dave Hunt. Row number 13 is going to be Stephen Miles and Joshua Gathright. Row number 14, Everett Lane and Brandon Pfeiffer. Row number 15 is going to be Andrew Zonto and Mark Mann. Row number 16, Scott Warren and Dan Harrington. Row number 17 is going to be Doug Johnson and Lynn McNeese. We're going to have also the 56 in row 18 of Mike Edgerton. It looks like Gabe Butler, Everett Lane, and Chris Jordan all going to start on a pit road. So we got 35 drivers out here tonight for a race number, I believe this is number 10. As we get ready to go green, Chevy Lane green flag will come out. We'll get that qualifying off of there. As we are at iRacing Super Speedway, folks, it's going to be, well, it's going to be interesting to say the least. Oh, we got some cars already throwing up dust coming out of turn 1 and 2. Actually, out of 3 and 4. Looks like the 95. I'm seeing smoke out of one of these cars. Or at least it looked like smoke. We're ready to go green here as we get to the iRacing start zone. Chevyland green flag in the air, folks. Here we go. We are racing here on Saturday night at iRacing Superspeedway OP Buttkicker Unlimited Series. We get some cars that are kind of falling back. That's Brian Graham, Nick Wing, Stephen Miles on the low side, Brandon Pfeiffer. We got, oh, that was the 4 of Rick Seabrands getting pushed down the apron with Anthony Newbush. These guys are just falling back to the back of the pack. And guys, we are at 3 wide up here. That's the 85 of Kilday, the 43 of Shepherd. That looked like the 13 of Brigante. Eric W. out there. Good to see you. Yeah, Moose Pie, I haven't seen David in here just yet, but he will probably pop in here shortly. Oh, we got somebody blinking out. That looks like the 89 of Josh Gathright. He is blinking out. That's the showing the 87, but that's the 049 and Nick Wing back here in 19th spot. Oh, okay. I'll post the other one in this one too, if you don't mind. Of course, we are double broadcasting tonight here on MaxSpeedTV. Joshua and Jeremy is over at Josh White's Victory X Financial Racing. I believe they are at Las Vegas. And I'm going to pin this message to the top. That is going to be the Josh White Series Victory X Financial broadcast that Josh and Jeremy are doing. So you guys stop by there if you get a second, do a double broadcast. We are battling it out up here between James Mayer, Peter DeBorgia. Looks like Dana Shepherd moving up a few spots. Oh yeah, they've got a big race over there, long race. 53 of Dave Hunt right on the bumper of the 43 of Shepherd. Trying to push him up to the front. They are staying up on that high side. It seems like that is a little bit better line as far as that bump transitioning into the corner. But Dana getting a little bit loose coming out of the corners. Andy Brigante, they're taking this, going to try to take it full wide, but looks like Dave Hunt's going to slide it right back in behind the 43 of Shepherd. James Mayer, Peter DeBorgia, ooh, side-by-side door banging. That is Peter DeBorgia and the 915 of Robert Hooligan. Lap 5 of 84 as we get ready to come around turns 3 and 4 here. Coming down the back stretch. Looking back. Oh, no, Dana Shepherd getting involved in a wreck here. Let's take a look and see. We went to look back. Let's get on a far chase here. It looked like the 36 of Stephen Luttrell gets loose on that corner entry, and Dana, nowhere for Dana to go, gets into the back end of him, sends him up into the 47 of Kuhn, the 54 of Pfeiffer, the 53 of Dave Hunt, all getting a piece of that. Oh, the 941 coming up in there, getting Andrew Zonto, the 941. That is Brian Graham. The 56 of Mike Edgerton got it shut down. kind of looking through here. Didn't see. It looks like the 094 CJ Erdman getting a piece of that as well. And that is the hood of Dave Hunt flying by the field there. So unfortunate that caught everybody up. The first caution of the night. Everett Baker out there in chat. How are you doing? Well, we're going to step aside for just a second, but we will be right back.
Sizzling summer savings are yours for the taking at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Save now before the price adjustments kick in. Get up to $9,000 off MSRP on select new Silverado models or incredible 0% financing on select new Chevrolet vehicles. And the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months, no charge scheduled maintenance. Get the best deals at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Your Silverado headquarters. Online at Chevyland.com.
All right, folks, we are back as we see James Mayer coming down pit road. Robert Hooligan right there as well. Wait a minute. You had your wife shoot at you with a BB gun? Man, I'm going to tell you something right now. You're a lot braver than me because my wife is almost a better shot than I am. And I am scared to death if she starts shooting because I definitely don't want to be the target on the other end. I promise you. Well, it looks like Robert Hooligan is going to be your leader. James Mayer in a second. Why is that still under replay? I have no idea, folks. All right, SDK is acting up so bad. I have no idea why it's going to be one of those nights, folks. I can already tell you we're going to have so many issues with SDK and everything. So but Robert Hooligan is your leader. James Mayer in second. Bubba Whittingham third. Rick Sanchez up to fourth. Chase Greer in fifth. Jimmy Reynolds sixth. Peter DeBoers seventh. Scott Warren up into eighth. Dwayne Corbett ninth. And Payson Lindsay rounding out your top 10. Well, pace car is down to pit road once again. You'll see that first white line come up. That's going to be the beginning of the restart. Lone Chevrolet green flag back out on the loud pedal. Robert Hooligan getting a good jump. James Mayer right there with him. He's debating whether he's going to drop it down, but he ends up staying to the outside, getting a little bit of that side draft off of that 915 car. Now the 5 of Sanchez right on the bumper of James Mayer. Now we got a car looking to the outside. That is, I believe that was going to be the 094 CJ Erdman, but I had another one up here as we got another caution, another wreck coming out. Dad is going to collect several drivers: Andrew Stacy, Stephen Luttrell, Rick Sanchez. We'll see what happened here. It took us back here to the 99, but that's the 89 supposed to be. But I want to look up here. Does it look like Sanchez was right on the bumper of the 95 and got sideways. Gets up into Jimmy Reynolds. Rick up high. He goes high up into the wall. Oh no, he saved it from hitting the wall. Overcorrected, come back down in front of Gathright. And somebody... Ooh, Gathright hard into the wall. I think that is the 54. It looked like somebody was going to hit the barrels coming into pit road. 85, Adam Kilday just missed going into the barrels. Well, Stephen Miles might have collected. That is the 38 of Thomas Lockwood. Wow. Oh, 36 of Stephen Luttrell having issues down on pit road. I don't know if he had issues getting into his pit box or coming out. Or did he get turned? Oh, the 84, Lynn McNeese was right there. He doors him and gets hit by the 941. And that throws him down into the inside wall. Unfortunate incidents happening down on the track. It looks like we may have already lost several drivers here, folks. Don't know why we are doing that now. But Dana Shepard coming down pit road once again with Scott Warren, CJ Erdman, Rick Seabrands, Anthony English, Mark Mann, Gabe Butler, Adam Kilday. Unfortunately, it looks like Adam may have called it a night already. Nope, there he is. Thomas Lockwood still down on pit road. So Richard Coon, Stephen Miles, Payson Lindsay, Josh Gathright, Brian, looks like Brian Graham may be a lap down. Stephen Luttrell and Thomas Lockwood both out of the race. Well, now it shows Thomas back in his car, so we'll see what happens as we get ready to go back green flag racing on the back stretch now. So we will get this thing going here pretty soon. Again, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Well, Mr. Luttrell, I am up here in the booth by myself. If you want to join me, I would love to have you up here to help me call the race, sir. You just let me know, or if you want to, just go to the podium winners, and we'll get you up here. We are back, green flag racing. Chevrolet green flag back out once again. On the loud pedals, the 915 of Hooligan does get a good jump. Got the 42 of Peter DeBorgia right behind him. And the 95 of James Mayer. They are going to get a good run. But here comes that 6 machine of Bubba Winningham. Well, it looks like Steven has called it a night. I don't see him anywhere. He was more than welcome to come up to the booth and help call the race. Unfortunately, Mike Taldo was feeling a little under the weather tonight. Sent me a message earlier, said that he was not going to make it tonight. So, Mike, if you are watching, buddy, please feel better soon, man. Looking back through the field here, but not seeing a whole lot going on. Mark Mann jumping down to the bottom with Adam Kilday. Jimmy Reynolds down at the bottom as well. He's dropping back a spot or two. I understand, Steven. I totally understand, brother. I've been there. Now Peter DeBorgia does have the lead. James Mayer in second, Hooligan in third, Winningham in fourth, and McNeese rounding out your top 5. Well, I can say the same about 08 Daytona, Steve. I mean, I hate that track with a passion. It needs to be bulldozed. I'm looking here at 904 of Wayne Corbett on the outside, keeping it up high. Dave Hunt trying to make up some room there, but that's the 89. Of Josh Gathright. Josh is blinking out again. It looks like we only have about, well, we got 27 cars on the lead lap. Scott Warren back here in a 27th. Stephen Miles down 3 spots. Richard Coon down 13. Dana Shepard, he is back up there in the mix. Gathright is still blinking out. He is teamed up there with that 53 of Dave Hunt. They are trying to make a move here to get back up towards the front as Dana goes up high. Oh, Mike Edgerton. Something happened to Mike right there. And I mean, just literally shot him up to the top of the track. No caution, but he is going to have to be careful. He drops it down to the apron, but barely in time. Yeah, that's what I said. Whoa. He is having some steering issues, it looks like, as he is on the apron. Trying to make it back to pit road. Let's take a look here at his car. It looked like from that hit, though, he is going to have a lot of right side damage. It almost looks like that right front is cut. As he finally makes it down to the safety of pit road. Looking back at the field, though, Peter DeBorgia is still your leader. James Mayer in second. Bubba Whittingham in third. Limit East fourth in here in the fifth. Viper in sixth. Greer in seventh. Hunt making his way back up there into eighth. Doug Johnson in ninth. And Dana Shepard rounding out your top 10. Robert Hooligan dropped back to 11. Now Dave on the bumper of the 47 of Richard Coon. Now Richard is, I believe, a lap down. Looking at his, looks like he is a lap down, so he is a lap car. He is using that momentum and that draft to stay up the front. And there is the 99, or showing 99. Right now, Stephen Miles, Josh Gathright, Payson Lindsay, Richard Coon, Rick Sanchez is 1 lap down, Edgerton 2 laps, Graham 3 laps. Stephen Trail is out and Thomas Lockwood is in the pits. We're going to get side-by-side racing as that 89 of Josh Gathright is right there. Trying to get his lap back the hard way. We get a lot of side racing. Gathright moving out. Yeah, especially when they're running the speeds that they're running. We're talking 230, almost 240 mile an hour. We hit 241 between James Mayer 242. So these guys are cooking it up through the field. That's Peter DeBorgia, James Mayer. Stephen Miles pulling away from the field. Josh Gathright is blinking out really bad. He does have Dave Hunt right there with him. But Gathright is a lap down. Oh, Gathright coming down. Guess not really realizing Dave Hunt was right there. Now Gathright drops it down. People don't want to really be behind him with him blinking out like that. We see the 84 of Lynn McNeese right there. And looking for Lynn's name. Looks like Jimmy Reynolds down pit road. There he is, Lynn. He is right there. Gathright still blinking out. Got Andrew Zonto on his tail. As we are pretty much single file now. Oh, James Mayer getting tapped by, that looked like the 8th of Stephen Miles. Well, that sent James Mayer down into that inside wall. No caution on that. James is probably going to have to use his fast repair. Looks like he is smoking and got a lot of damage to that car. That's going to put him as your leader. Andrew Zonto second, Brandon Piper in third. I'm trying to see who. that 99 car. Looking for the 99 car, folks, and I am not seeing it. Well, I think I had it earlier. Just bear with me as I am looking through this field. Oh, that is the 543, or supposed to be the 543 of Payson Lindsay in that 99 Fanta machine. I'm pretty sure that my custom numbers are checked. Let me take a look here real quick. Yep. We did get some green flag pit stops. That's going to spread the field out a little bit. That's Peter DeBorgia right there. I believe he has the 47. Richard Kuhn right there with him. Nope, Richard Kuhn has taken his car behind the wall. That is the 42 of Peter DeBorgia. That's the 76 of Chris Jordan. Chris is... where is Chris Jordan at? No, that's the 76. Where's the 70s? Oh, that's Scott Warren. That is right there with him. Scott would be the first, or actually the last car on the lead lap. Stephen Miles, I believe, is still a lap down. He may have got his lap back. We start seeing some action right there. That was Anthony English. Dropping it down to the inside line. So it looks like my connection to YouTube has straightened out. It's giving me the green dot. So definitely thankful for that we ain't got to call. You know, the last time I ran this track, I want to say it did a little bit with the right front, but it's all how you make that entry into the turns. But yeah, the banking does help, Eric. But you know, if you're trying to keep it down low the whole time, it does mess with the right front a little bit, because that is such a hard bump. As you can kind of see, we'll go on board here with Peter DeBorgia. As you can see him right behind Chris Jordan, or Scott Warren. You see him kind of come up high, and then he'll right down. You can see the sparks coming off of the cars. So if you stay up on that second, up closer to the second line, and then come down into the corner, it's not so bad as far as the bump. But you can see right there, it really messed with him. And my Ford cameras didn't turn out like I wanted them to. For some reason, my Ford cameras didn't work go helmet cam or gyro cam on our Chevrolet, you can see how much banking there is going into the turns. And the exit, you can kind of see is a little gradual. And then there is banking on the straightaway. It's Mark Mann, Anthony English come around Adam Kilday with the 43 of Dana Shepherd. And right there, it wasn't near as bad as far as the bump as Adam Kilday drops it down behind the 915 of Hooligan. I would probably say if you're able to, yes. Now, as you'll watch here, that bump, he stayed on that low line, really affects the steering. And you just have to not overcorrect when you do hit that. But see, I would move up a lane, about a half a lane, and then bring it down about right where that bump is, and that'll smooth it out a little bit. As we look back out across the field, Peter DeBorgia out front, Mark Mann actually in second, so Peter's got a lot of lap traffic around him. Andrew Zonto, Brandon Pfeiffer, Chase Greer, Dave Hunt, Andrew Stacy, Stephen Miles, Rick Sanchez, Joshua Gathright, Jimmy Reynolds, Lynn McNeese, Payson Lindsay, all right there. And looks like Richard Coon, Ryan Graham, Thomas Lockwood, and Mr. Stephen Luttrell has took their cars behind the wall. They come down the back straightaway. We see cars coming off of pit road. Hey, Ginger. Just watching these guys. Ooh, that bump. Hit these bumps right here into the turns. As my wonderful wife brings me another cup of coffee. We are lap 34 of 84, folks. Unfortunately, well, we do not have a crank it up cam for iRacing Super Speedway, but we do have a TV static, so we're going to step aside, watch these guys go around a little bit. But I will be right back, folks. All right, folks, I am back. Sorry about that. I had to step away for just a second. As we see some green flag pit stops once again. Peter DeBorgia down pit road. Dwayne Corbett, James Mayer, Robert Hooligan, and Scott Warren. Now, Mark Mann is your leader. Got Anthony English in second. Dana Shepherd up to third. Nick Wing in fourth. Oh, that transition is brutal. That's the 87. That's Nick Wing is into that inside wall there. Dana Shepherd moving out to the front. We're going to try to get at least one lap led. We'll see what happens. Is he going to come down pit road this next time by? As he passes the 84 of Lynn McNeese, I believe is who that was. And Gabe Butler and Everett Lane closing the gap, but they are 4 seconds behind Dana. Now Dana does have some help with the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. As Jimmy is on his bumper. Here comes Dana Shepherd down pit road. Ooh, I don't know if he got it shut down in time as Andrew Zonto had some issues there. But here comes Everett Lane, Gabe Butler, Dan Harrington, Chris Jordan down on pit road, as well as Dave Hunt, Brandon Pfeiffer, and Andrew Zonto. You can see the back of his car got a lot of damage on him. Josh Gathright spinning out on pit road. So that's going to put Dan Harrington as your leader. Yeah, we do have 2 races going on as we are rounding out this one. We are lap 38 of 84 with the OP Buttkicker Unlimited Series. Joshua and Jeremy are on as well with the Josh White Racing Experience, Victory X Financial. They are also broadcasting on YouTube and I believe on Facebook. That pit stop seemed to help out Peter DeBorgia as he is back up to the front. Mark Mann about 4.5 seconds behind. But he does have Anthony English and Adam Kilday right there with him. They're going to try to close that gap, and they are gaining time. They're gaining about a tenth of a second. They gained about, they're almost a half a second on that front straightaway. It's Peter DeBorgia. He still has people around him. That is the 76 of Scott Warren. That's the 849. I believe that is Andrew Stacy. Right there in front of Peter, trying not to go a lap down. Because Peter is your leader. And Brandon Pfeiffer also, he is a lap down. Now Mark and company, Mark, Anthony, and Adam are making up some good time. They are now about 2.5 seconds behind Peter. Peter DeBorgia and the 99 are battling it out. I don't know what Payson Lindsay is a lap down, I think, or a couple laps down. No, he is a lap down, but he is still racing. I mean, he don't have to give up the spot. He can still race. But just got to be mindful not to wreck the leader. Brandon Pfeiffer getting pushed there by the 42 of Peter DeBorgia. Now Mark Mann and them just gained almost 2 seconds and catching up about a half a second behind Peter now. As Peter goes up to the high side with the 99 of Payson Lindsay. 801, that is Chase Greer, and the 924 or the 094 is CJ Erdman. Are on the outside with the 76 of Scott Warren, the 43 of Dana Shepherd. Trying to get their lap back by getting around Peter, but we're 3 wide here. Dana Shepherd on the outside, Scott Warren in the middle, and the 849 of, who is the 849 again? Andrew Stacy down at the bottom. Now the 13 of Andy Brigante coming up to the back door of the 43 of Shepherd. Going to see if they can get pushed up there around Peter to get back on the lead lap. The 54 of Brandon Pfeiffer right there with them. Almost like there is a draft bubble at this track with these cars, but we'll see what happens. That 801 of Chase Greer. I got to look at that car, that Mountain Dew. Code red. Like you got a spec map on there as well. Just a good looking car. Well, Peter DeBoer, you're still holding on to that lead. Mark Mann, they fall back about a second and a half after getting that big gain. Yes, it is. That's what I was showing, that 801. I love that code red paint. That is awesome. Well, guys, we're just a little over halfway, 45 laps of 84. Little slow start. Had a couple little cautions right there at the beginning. Everybody seems to kind of calm down as Jimmy Reynolds coming off of pit road and Mike Edgerton down pit road. Peter DeBoer is still your leader. Here comes Mark Mann again on a run. About gained almost a second on Peter. Guys are still trying to, well, they're trying to keep their laps from going more lap down. Shepherd is a lap down, Brigante's a lap down, Greer's a lap down, Pfeiffer a lap down. And then it looks like, well, my split changed again. Let's see if I can slow that down just a little bit. Jordan's a lap down, Shepherd's a lap down, Pfeiffer a lap down, Sanchez, Hooligan, Zonto, Warren, Lindsay, and then Miles is 2, McNeese is 2, Reynolds is 2, Edgerton is 4, Dave Hunt out of the race, Josh Gasbright out of the race, Thomas Lockwood 13 down, Kuhn out, Graham out, and Luttrell out. We're going to start seeing some more green flag pit stops of Peter DeBoer coming down pit road. Bubba Winningham down on pit road right now. So that's going to put Mark Mann as your leader. Anthony English in second. Kilday in third. Wing in fourth. Harrington in fifth. Seabrands in sixth. Gabe Butler seventh. Everett Lane moving to 8th, Doug Johnson to 9th. And Peter DeBoer is still down on pit road. Dwayne Corbett coming down pit road in 11th. Andy Brigante in 12th. Andrew Stacy 13th, Greer 14th. Mayer in 15th. Well, Dana Shepherd just moved up as Mayer Erdman. Bubba Winningham coming off of pit road. Scott Warren and Thomas Lockwood coming off of pit road. Looks like Nick Wing and Dan Harrington down on pit road as well. Mark Mann, your leader. We are getting ready to come to lap 50. Ooh, door to door. That's the 43 of Shepherd. And the 84 of McNeese. That bump coming into pit road is horrible. Well, that puts Gabe Butler now as your leader. He is up 22 spots, but looks like our biggest mover, though, was Mark Mann, 26. He was up 26 spots. Seabrand's Lane, Brigante Shepherd now coming down pit road, as well as Chris Jordan. Brandon Pfeiffer coming off of pit road. Payson Lindsay down on pit road as well. Here comes their leader, though, Gabe Butler coming down pit road, as Mark Mann is coming off of pit road. Gabe is going to be hoping that somebody else is down there with him that he can come back out of pit road with. He is down there getting fuel. It looks like they're not getting any tires. So obviously tire wear is not that big of a deal. As Gabe Butler comes back off of pit road. Peter DeBorgia right here in a second. He's going to pass Gabe as Gabe is coming out of pit. That's going to put Peter back in to that P1 spot. Adam Kilday about a second, a little under a second behind, or a little over a second behind Peter with Mark Mann. And we got a car, that's Chris Jordan spinning out. Single car, looked like he was coming off of pit road. We're going to do a live rewind here while we're on that. It looked like he was coming off of pit road and got sideways, kind of hits the track. A great job sending it back down and off of the racing surface, though. As we go back live here, Peter DeBorgia, your leader. Adam Kilday second, Mark Mann third, Anthony English fourth, Gabe Butler falling back to fifth, Dan Harrington in sixth, Nick Wing in seventh, Rick Seabrand's in eighth, Dwayne Corbett ninth, Everett Lane 10th, Doug Johnson 11th, Mayer, Erdman, Stacy, Greer, Shepard, Brigante, Sanchez, Santo, and Winningham, your top 20. Back up to the front, Peter DeBorgia with help from the 95 of James Mayer and the 76 of that little B, Scott Warren, trying to keep Peter out to the front. Now, Adam Kilday about a half a second back. They are closing that door. Adam on the bumper of the 849. That is Andrew Stacy. Andrew's trying to keep it going a lap down, so he is battling for that position. Again, he does not have to get out of the leaders or out of their way. He can still race. Guys, I do appreciate everybody tuning in. I know I haven't looked at the chat a whole lot. Belva. Oh. Well, that's because Belva started watching the stream without her glasses, so if she's anything like me, if I don't have my glasses on, I can't see nothing. Well, I know some of these guys that are a lap down, James Mayer, CJ Erdman, Andrew Stacy, Chase Greer. These guys are looking for a caution to get their lap back. Sanchez and Harrington hooked up right here. That is the same 87. That is the 049 of Nick Wing. Supposed to be the 049 in the 87 machine. Now we're looking back up here. Adam Kilday really not making up a whole lot of time. About a half a second behind Peter. Peter's got some guys working with him, the 95 of James Mayer, who is the first car a lap down. He is definitely looking for that caution to come out as we are lap 56 of 84. Just under 30 to go here, folks. This big 3.5 mile track takes a little while. They're averaging, let's see, lap times. We're looking at put that up there. So their last lap time, 44:54. Adam Kilday with a 44:57. So really kind of stalled out and not making up any ground, just kind of staying right there. James Mayer is so close to Peter DeBorgia. They're at a 44:53. Okay, Adam Kilday now making up a little space at 44:42. So he is gaining on the leader, but still about a half a second back. Again, I do appreciate everybody tuning in. Of course, as always, if you're new to Maxspeedtv, be sure you hit that subscribe button. Also hit that bell icon to let you know every time we go live. Of course, tonight we are having a dual broadcast. Joshua Jeremy is broadcasting on YouTube as well as Facebook for the Josh White Racing Experience, Victory X Financial. Also, we are here with the OP Racing Buttkicker Unlimited Series, our normal Saturday night. And don't forget, tomorrow night, though, we got the CFM Speedway Monkeys. That will be the second race. And that will be the second race of round 2 of the top 8. So after tomorrow night, we will cut the field to the top 4, and then we'll have the third round starting on the 727 in the trucks at Atlanta, and then on 8-3 the Xfinity at Daytona, and then the 810 the Gen 4 at Dega for the championship race. So stay tuned to that, and be sure you tune in tomorrow night. These guys will be in the Gen 4s at Daytona. It will be a night race, so I know there's a lot of folks that do like night racing. We are winding it down, 25 laps to go. Adam Kilday has taken over the lead. Peter DeBorgia had to go down pit road, so it makes me wonder if these guys are going to be coming down to get enough fuel to make it to the end of the race. Well, they're going to bypass pit road this time. Peter DeBorgia drops back to 10th. I wish you guys could smell what I'm smelling right now. I am smoking a 12.5-pound pork butt. And that smoker is rolling, and it smells so good around here. Adam Kilday is your leader. Mark Mann in second. Anthony English third. Nick Wing fourth. We got some guys coming down pit road. Doug Johnson, James Mayer, C.J. Erdman, Andrew Zonto, Rick Sanchez, Scott Warren, all coming down pit road. But Adam Kilday right now, your leader, Mark Mann in second. Anthony English in third. Rick Seabrand's fourth. Gabe Butler in fifth. Rick and Gabe are about 17 seconds behind Anthony, Mark, and Adam. Oh, I wish I had it. I'm telling you. And if anybody has ever smoked any type of meat, especially like pork shoulder or pork butt, I don't know how y'all do it, but I spritz mine with apple cider vinegar. So you kind of get that little bit of a vinegar and apple smell along with the wood smell from the smoker. So it's actually making me hungry. But it won't be ready until probably around 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So that thing's going to be smoking all night. When I get done with the broadcast tonight, I'll go out and check my temperatures, and if the pork butt's got a good bark on it and the temperature's about 160, I'll get me some aluminum foil, some pats of butter, some seasoning, and I'll wrap that pork butt up in that foil and then put it back out on the smoker. Let it smoke until about 10 o'clock tomorrow. So, well, Gabe Butler was your leader. He is down on pit road. Is Adam Kilday, Mark Mann. They are in second, third. Anthony English currently in fourth. Kilday and Mark are right there with each other, but they are going to make it around Gabe. Gabe is just now coming out of his pit box. Peter DeBorgia, man, he is screaming through this field. We can see the gap difference up on the tower. Peter DeBorgia just comes around Mark Mann and Adam Kilday to take over the lead. Yeah, I don't think I can make it down to Florida and back in time to go to work on Monday, Eric. I mean, maybe if I had an airplane and my pilot's license, I could make it down there and back, but I think still that would probably be about unless I had a jet, y'all, it would still be about a 2-day flight. I don't know. Ginger, I think you guys are up in the Northeast, aren't you? Peter DeBorgia has taken over the lead, got to 76. That's Scott Warren right there in front of him. 85 with James Mayer behind him. Adam Kilday in second right now with Mark Mann. Ah, okay. Well, I live in Oklahoma, so yeah, Vermont, Florida, about the same difference. Both, you know, either way I go, I see somebody up to the high side. That looked like that was the 78 of Chris Jordan. Dana Shepard is falling back here. He is currently in 13th spot. He is still a lap down, so the Mayor is still the first car a lap down. Well, I actually live eastern Oklahoma. So I live about 45, 50 minutes from Fort Smith, and I'm about an hour south of Tulsa. I know it takes me about 3.5, almost 4 hours, right at 4 hours from my house to Dallas, Texas. Peter DeBorgia is not going to give up that top spot easily. He does have some cars that he's working with the 76 of Scott Warren, the 95 of James Mayer. Of course, Adam Kilday's back here. He's got the 388 of Doug Johnson right behind him. Mark Mann's falling back, though. He is back here still in third. He's trying to catch up with that 849. It still has a draft. Anthony English is back here behind the 99 of Payson Lindsay. Looking through every lane up on the high side, 3 wide. Yeah, so there'd be no way I can drive to Florida and back. Stephen Miles is up on the high side. He is going to let those guys get by him. Peter DeBorgia, though, still out front. The 76 of Scott Warren, his outside. They're catching up with the 6 of Bubba Winningham. Trying to stay in a draft here. 9:15 of Bruce comes down to the low line in front of us. Might be able to do something like that. Of course, I don't know what halfway would be. I'd have to look at my maps. I would probably say halfway would probably be somewhere probably around Tuscaloosa, Mardi Gras. You know, I've lived in Oklahoma all my life, so close to Louisiana. I have never been to a Mardi Gras celebration. I need to go. That's one thing on my bucket list. Well, we're going 4 wide here, folks. Let's see where we're at here. Oh, the 94 checks up. The 849 around. 90. Oh, the 849. Is he going to save it? That does bring out a caution. So a lot of these guys were needing that caution. With 13 laps to go, let's take a look here and see, as we kind of caught that. I don't think this was the one I want. Unfortunately, that is not the one I want. Where is the 849? It goes a 941. Let's do just a live rewind here, because he did tow back to the pits. We're going to stop that right there. Nope, need to go back further. Well, unfortunately, it's not going to let me see it. I'm trying to find out what happened here, folks, and it is not letting me. Now it's telling me that Stephen Miles had crashed. I think it happened right there in front of Stephen. I'll have to go back some more here, I guess. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. All right, so that was on, we were on CJ Erdman. And let's go to Bar Chase here. Oh, netcode. That was netcode there, folks. As we get on this, let's go to a chase view. And we will go frame by frame. Right here, you'll see CJ Erdman. I think they probably would have made contact anyway. But right about here, you just see the rear end of the 849 go around. Ooh, the 388 of Doug Johnson somehow missed all of that. He tried to save it and then just went hard to that outside wall. All right, well, let's go back live because we're probably fixing to go back green. As we get ready. 11 laps to go, folks. We are going to wind it down here very quickly. Peter DeBorgia in first. Adam Kilday second. Mark Mann third. Anthony English fourth. Dan Harrington in fifth. Gabe Butler sixth. Rick Seabrands in seventh. Nick Wing in eighth. James Mayer back on the lead lap now in ninth. Chase Greer, the last car on the lead lap. Rick Sanchez is a lap down. Dwayne Corbett, Dana Shepard, Andy Brigante, Doug Johnson, Andrew Stacy, Payson Lindsay, Lynn McNeese, Robert Hooligan, Bubba Winningham, your top 20, Scott Warren in 21st, Everett Lane in 22nd, CJ Erdman in 23rd, Andrew Zonto 24th, Brandon Viper 25th, Jimmy Reynolds in 26th. Lights on the pace car are out. Well, hang tight, folks, while they make their way down the back stretch. We're going to step aside for a commercial break. We will be right back. All right, we are back coming into turn 3 and 4. Pace car will dive off down to pit road. With 10 laps to go, be a 10-lap shootout. Everybody went into the pits, got fuel, got tires if they needed them. Pace car will dive off down to pit road. We will get into this restart zone. We'll see that first line waiting on that Chevyland green flag. The Chevyland green flag is out. Here we go. Back on the loud pedal. See the last minute switch there with the Seabrands and looked like the 915 of Hooligan. We are back up to the front. Peter DeBorgia down on the inside. Adam Kilday, Anthony English, and Gabe Butler on the high side. Then Mark Mann and Dan Harrington also on that low side. 9 laps to go. We are winding it down. We're headed down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Mark Man right on the bumper of the Borgia. A little bit door to door there with Adam Kilday. Borgia has been running well tonight. He's led a lot of laps, probably most of the laps tonight. Anthony English is pushing Adam Kilday. Anthony getting loose. That's going to cause a caution. Everett Lane gets mixed up in that. That could have been just the product of them just going hard at it. It looked like Anthony got loose on a push. Excuse me. Let's go to a chase view here. It looked like Gabe was trying to push him and maybe just got off center a little bit. Anthony was trying to combat that. That might have been a little bit of net code there too. Well, they definitely made contact. That got Anthony loose. And then Gabe Butler, there was probably some net code there because, man, we see cars going through cars as well. Well, Anthony was trying to check it up, and then Everett Lane just right through Anthony there. Well, unfortunately, that's going to bring out another caution with 7 laps to go. It's really going to be anybody's ball game. Peter DeBorgia, your leader. Mark Mann second. Adam Kilday third. Well, actually, Dan Harrington went to third. Adam Kilday fourth. Rick Seabrins in fifth. Anthony English in sixth. Nick Wing in 7th, James Mayer 8th, Gabe Butler 9th, Chase Greer in 10th, Dana Shepard in 11th, Andy Brigante 12th, Doug Johnson, Andrew Stacy, Lynn McNeese coming down pit road, Brandon Pfeiffer, Dwayne Corbett, Rick Sanchez, and Jimmy Reynolds down pit road. And Jimmy's got a lot of damage to his car. He is missing the whole right front spindle, wheel, tire, hood. Man. As we get ready to go back green here, we will be 1 lap to go. We're going to step aside once again, but we will be right back.
Sizzling summer savings are yours for the taking at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Save now before the price adjustments kick in. Get up to $9,000 off MSRP on select new Silverado models or incredible 0% financing on select new Chevrolet vehicles. And the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months, no charge scheduled maintenance. Get the best deals at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Your Silverado headquarters. Online at Chevyland.com.
Well, as we come back, folks, we're going to go ahead and let's see if we can talk to can't find them. Well, with 5 laps to go, we're going to go ahead and watch these guys go around. But again, appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Yeah, Jeremy, I mean, you're talking about a 3.5 mile track. That's the downside to iRacing Super Speedway. It takes so long to get around this track. Talking almost 2 minutes just for one caution lap. So we are just now coming down the back straightaway, so we'll be hitting turns 3 and 4, getting ready for that Chevy Land green flag to come out. Hopefully we have a green flag run to finish this race. It is 9:35 here in Central, 10:35 Eastern, so I know these guys are probably ready to wrap this up. Jeremy, where are you guys at on y'all's race? Or Eric, somebody watching their race, where are they at on their laps? There we go. Pace car diving off down to pit road once again. Going to get into this restart zone. Peter DeBorgia does have control. Chevy Land green flag back out once again. Here we go. 5-lap shootout. Mark Mann and Adam Kilday down side by side. Peter DeBorgia is your leader. Mark Mann does have help with the 82 of Dan Harrington behind him. Rick Seabrand's down low. Dan Harrington's got to get up close to get to Mark, as Anthony English is trying to make his way back up through the field. That is the 4. Rick Seabrand's going to the outside, 3 wide. 76 of Scott Warren just comes flying up there to the back of Seabrand's. Oh, Peter DeBorgia getting loose. Looking to see, and yes, that's going to bring out a caution. I've seen a car go up to the high side. That will bring out a caution. Anthony English. Oh, Anthony hard into the barrels. Now, Peter DeBorgia went to the outside of wall. Everett Lane, Robert Hooligan. Let's take a look here, see where it takes us to. I knew Peter DeBorgia got a little bit out of whack up to the front by the 95 of James Mayer. Let's back this up just a little bit more. Let's get on that far chase view. We see the 95 right there. Oh, Peter looks like he just got loose. And then James Mayer tapped him. I don't know if he was trying to straighten him out, but James went up in front of Anthony. And that just, oh, the 6 of Bubba Winningham. Looks like the 915 of Robert Hooligan up into Anthony English. And Anthony come off of the wall. The 38 of Thomas Lockwood. The 094 of C.J. Erdman. You see Anthony, he is trying to get down low. And I'm looking to see if he has steering issues. Looks like that right front. As Anthony comes in and just right into the barrels at the pit road entrance. Okay, 173. Oh, that unfortunate that Anthony got caught up in that. But Anthony English is down on pit road with a lot of damage. I wonder if he'll want to talk to us, but let's bring him up to the booth real quick. Anthony, that was a hard lick on those barrels, buddy. You okay?
Oh yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
It was toast before that, so.
Well, it looked like you had the right wheel was broken. You had no steering coming into the pit, and then you just smacked right into the barrels. But man, it's been a night, ain't it?
It was a good night until the last 10 laps here. You know, like normal, 10 laps to go, everybody losing their minds.
Yeah. Well, obviously you're probably done for the night then.
Me, yeah, I'm toast.
Yeah.
She's too much damage to repair, so I'm sitting out of the rest of it.
Did you have to use your fast repair early?
I had to use it with that last incident.
Okay.
I went in behind Adam that last incident, and it wanted to step out just a little bit, so I had to, you know, catch it and let out of it a little bit, and then once Gabe hit me, it just sent me the rest of the way around. Not Gabe's fault or anything like that, just I think that was just the fault of just taking rights that stop.
I got you.
He must have made me a little loose trying to stay down on the tucking it on the bottom, trying to push Adam on that outside. But
well, I have noticed we've had quite a bit of net code issues tonight too, so that very well could have caused some of it as well. So, well, man, I hate that you're out, buddy. Glad that you're still out here with us though, but I hate that you're out on out of the race tonight. We were looking to see, and I actually had my money on you to go three-peat, but I guess I lost that bet.
Yeah, it was trying, but is what it is. This place is already crazy enough as it is, and then the last 10 laps are just absolute chaos. So it's you gotta like pray 1,000 times before you even know you're gonna be able to get through the final craziness, because I bet you they're not done yet either.
Well, now we are 3 laps to go. Is this a regulation GWC?
I think this is the first. It's actually labeling it as the first.
Okay.
So this will be green white checker number 1.
All right. Well, you're more than welcome to stay up here, or I can put you back down there with the other guys. But we're going to watch these guys. It looks like they're coming around turns 3 and 4. So.
All right, sound good. You can just pop me back down.
All right. Sounds good, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks, man.
All right. We'll get him back down there as we are GWC attempt number 1. Get your bets in, folks. How many are we going to have tonight? Pace car dives off down to the pit road, and Adam Kilday is your leader up on the high side. The Chevrolet green flag back out. GWC attempt number 1 here at iRacing Super Speedway. Mark Mann. Oh, something happened. That caused the 82 to go down into the wall. Up Dan Harrington. Yellow did not come out. We are 2 to go. Adam Kilday up at the front. Rick Seabrand's in second. James Mayer third. Mark Mann in fourth. Chase Greer right there in a fifth. Now Chase jumping to the outside with Zonto. Was going to go with him. Zonto ends up going back to the outside. Now the 95 of James Mayer moving up to the outside. Adam Kilday still your leader. Rick Seabrand second. Now James Mayer. Oh, somebody blinked out. Adam Kilday, Rick Seabrand's Mark Mann on the low side. We are white flag final lap. James Mayer, Andrew Zonto, Chase Greer on the outside. Mark Mann looked like he's going to flop, but something happened to Mark. He has fallen back. We're 5 wide on this last lap, and we are wrecking. But James Mayer, that took Adam Kilday, dropped out to 7th. James Mayer, Chase Greer in a second. Dana Shepard in a third. Looks like that is going to be your finishing order. James Mayer in for the win. Chase Greer in second, and Dana Shepard in third. So hang tight. We are going to get our top three up here for the Maxspeed TV post-race interview. Hang tight, folks. We will be right back. All right, folks, we have caught up with our top three as we see James Mayer burning it down here with his victory. But we are going to get with our third place finisher tonight. We'll get him up here to the booth. There he is. Dana Shepard, buddy. Man, podium finish. Been a long time coming.
Yeah, it has. This has been a tough couple seasons been going on here, so it's good to be in a podium finally.
Yeah, I'm telling you, buddy, I'm happy for you. And man, what a it was kind of a wild night. I mean, to start out, you know, we had to change sessions. The track temperature was just way too hot. I guess these cars, you guys was having a hard time controlling them with the track temperatures being as high as they were. So let's talk about the first session. In practice, what was going on with your car and what was you seeing out there on that track?
I didn't really get to see the first session. I came in a little bit late, but I know historically these cars have been really loose on a side draft, or they get real loose on entry, and they don't, once they've come around, they don't correct. You can't save it. So the track can obviously change the grip level.
Well, as you know, we had a question out there in chat about the tire wear at IRSS. Now, we are talking super speedway, but the dips and the bumps in and out of the turns, I think the last time I raced it, had a little bit more tire wear than, say, Daytona or Talladega.
It does, because the elevation change on entry right there when you drop down in, it really grabs that front end. So, you know, right now I'm looking at mine. I've got 73 on the left front, 93, and then like 80s in the back. So it's the speeds and then that drop, and you can feel the tires sliding when you're entering.
Well, man, a great night for you. I mean, you started in 8th. Of course, I guess when they created the new session, they just made it to where it was an open qualified. But you started in 8th, finished 3rd. Man, like I said, I've raced with you guys before, and actually was looking at getting on the team dep at one time, but I'm not quite racing as much as I used to. But man, I'm super happy for you. You finally got that. You know, I'm not saying it's a win. I mean, but still, that monkey off your back getting a podium tonight.
Yeah, it feels good to at least get a podium. You know, I'd love to get a win. That's what everybody looks for. But, you know, working hard, my teammate there, Chris Jordan, trying to help each other out. We both sort of struggled in the middle of the race tonight. So I'm glad I came out okay. I wish Jordan had gotten a little bit better, but we get a lot of support from the DEP team. So.
Well, awesome job, Dane. I'm going to go and turn the mic over to you. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give before you go celebrate?
No, just the family watching on the streams. You know, they always like to watch every race I'm in when I can get it broadcasted, and you do a great job at this. So I got to thank Chris, you know, my teammate. We were doing a lot of talking during the session about what to do, and he was giving me a lot of feedback from practices. So just got to thank all those guys. Of course, DP, our painter, he's our big supporter, and he does everything we can for us. So really appreciate everybody.
All right. Well, awesome job, Dana. And I know Daniel and Ginger both out there was cheering you on tonight. And Dan was like podium for the 43. So, awesome job, buddy. Proud of you, man. I'm happy for you. And we will catch you tomorrow night.
Won't be tomorrow night.
Okay.
I'll be Wednesday.
All right. Well, we'll catch you then, sir. Have a good one, buddy, and go celebrate.
You too. Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, we'll get him down into the depth room so he can visit with his teammate. Now that's going to bring us to our second place finisher tonight, Mr. Chase. Well, it's showing Chase Greer, but showing Chase McGrady here in Discord. Well, Chase, we got a close-up look at your car a little bit earlier. And, buddy, I'm going to tell you, I love that Mountain Dew Code Red, man. That is just awesome, awesome paint scheme you got there.
It's nice and shiny, so while I run it.
Yes, it is. Well, man, you started, up towards in the top 10. I think you started in 10th. You were up 8 spots and finished with that P2. Man, how was it racing? Now, this is your first race with OP, isn't it?
I raced a little bit last season. I'm just busy with kids soccer stuff this summer, so I haven't made too many this year. But first one this season, yeah.
Okay, well, I of course I've slept since last season, buddy. So forgive me if I don't know. And with Joshua having his medical issue and then Anthony having his, man, it's kind of been a stressful time. But, man, let's talk about the race, though. I mean, overall, I think you got in a little bit of trouble early on. I think you went a lap down, and then, you was able to get your lap back and just work your way up through the field. How was it racing, back with these guys once again?
Oh, man. Yeah, I sped coming down pit road, got put down a lap, and then honestly, I was still a lap down till that caution with I think like 13 to go, and I stayed out even though I only had 2 laps of fuel, just because I thought if I don't here, I'm probably never going to get my lap back. Luckily, a caution came out like 3 laps into that run, and I was able to pit, and then worked out to get me on the lead lap, and then I thought I was going to get it at the line. I was like catching James. I was like, I wish I could push this car a little bit more, but good win for them. I'm just glad I was able to pull out a second there.
It looked like you had a little bit of damage. I don't know if that was caused from their after-race celebration or the race itself, but now, you were in the original session that opened up, wasn't you?
Yeah, I was there for a minute. It felt a little. I wasn't there for long, but they basically said to come over here. So, car felt good. Honestly, I felt it wasn't getting loose middle of the corner. The only time you really had a problem is if you touched the apron. Here at ISS, if you touch the apron, it's the death sentence going into the turn. So.
Definitely. So, well, man, awesome job. I'm not going to keep you much longer, man. Again, that 801 Mountain Dew Code Red car got you up to the podium. I'm going to go and turn the mic over to you, Chase. Any final thoughts, shout-out things you want to give?
Yeah. Shout out to people putting us on. You broadcast on. I know Barbara, Kinsley, y'all are going to watch this. So thanks for watching, and y'all have a great night.
All right, buddy. We'll go celebrate, and we will catch you next week, sir.
All right, later, bud.
So we'll just put him down there somewhere, and then that will bring us to our winner tonight. We're going to go ahead and look at James Mayer's cars. We bring him up to the broadcast booth, your pole sitter and your victor tonight. Great win, James. It looked like there was a little bit of issues right there on that last lap. I know Adam Kilday was right there with you. What did you see out your window, or what happened? We didn't quite catch it.
Everybody disappeared, but I think it happened for everybody. So I don't know what happened with the server, but I think everybody else disappeared for everybody else, and I think that the inside lane. I think they had 3 or 4 cars hooked up there, so they ended up like inside of each other. So
Well,
So,
I do vaguely remember. I was like, well, somebody blinked out, but then I was
Yeah.
now that you say that, I was like, well, everybody blinked out. So
yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, that that happens with the virtual racing is server issues. But again, netcode wins a win. Like you guys told me when I won that Wednesday night race.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, you got into some trouble earlier. Went, I think a lap or two down.
Yeah, I want to lap down there. Yeah.
And then just stayed out there, persevered. You're running up there with Peter DeBorgia for the longest time, and I think some netcode got involved in that as well.
Yeah, it looked like what was it, the second to last restart there. Just hard pushing, and I think that top lane cleared and come down a little bit late, and I think it's upset Peter's car. I tried to back out of it to give him room to catch it, but at those speeds, when this thing gets out of shape, you got your hands full.
Yeah, you guys was running somewhere around almost the 245 mark, I think, at some point.
Yeah, I think at one point there in the draft, I think that I have to go back and look, but I think we were doing 248 at one point.
Good Lord.
Me and Peter. So yeah, we were running a good pace there. Early, I thought the guys behind me were pitting with Peter, so I jumped down late there. So I have a huge apology to Steven Miles there. I basically ruined his race. I don't think he got his damage fixed quick enough. But I jumped down late to pit because I thought they were all pitting. Tore him up myself. So that one's on me.
Well, it's honorable, and that's what a lot of these guys respect on each other. A lot of times when myself included, when I make a mistake and I know I make a mistake, owning up to it's a big thing and apologizing, and a lot of guys respect that. So kudos to you, James, and awesome job, man. That Valvoline 95 was looking good right there at the last. But we are winding down the regular season, and this win gets you locked in for the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that sets us up, for moving forward. Looking at the playoffs coming up. I still work like a rotating schedule. So I work some Saturdays here and there, so I'll miss a couple of races moving forward. But it's nice to be in, and hopefully we can make a run.
Well, of course, we do have, I think, 2 or 3 races left in the regular season. And I believe you are in the top 24. And like I said, now with the win, of course, that does relieve a little bit of pressure off of you.
Yeah.
But you still can't sleep on these guys.
No, definitely not. I mean, you see these races, with I think that would have been 3-4 wide finish there if the server didn't shut down. So these you can't let your guard down with these guys because everybody here has a chance to win every week. So we could be right back out of it just as fast as we're in it. So.
Absolutely. Well, James, awesome job, buddy. Congratulations on the win. I'm going to go and turn the mic over to you. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give before you go celebrate?
Yeah, obviously a big thanks to all the guys, that come out and run. Big thanks to the league, OP, all the guys behind the scenes that, continue to put these races on and have kept this league, running for several years now. Still probably the best league out there, and, keep recruiting guys and keep it going. So huge shout out to those guys, for all the work they do. Big shout out to you guys up in the booth putting on the show, and everybody out there watching. We appreciate it.
All right, James. Appreciate that, buddy. Go celebrate, and we will catch you hopefully next week.
Yeah, sounds good. And big shout out to Sanzo there coming up and giving me that push to the end there. Definitely needed it because that high line was coming.
All right. Well, awesome job. We will catch you later, buddy. Go celebrate, and have a good night.
Yeah, thanks. You too.
We'll put him down there. All right, folks, we heard it from your race winner tonight. We are going to go ahead and get to our results here on Maxspeedtv. Your winner the 95 of James Mayer. The 801 of Chase Greer in second. Dana Shepard finishing in third. Mark Mann, good finish in fourth. Rick Seabrands with the top 5 as well. Gabe Butler in sixth. Andrew Stacy seventh. Adam Kilday going back to eighth. Nick Wing in ninth. Payson Lindsay in 10th. Peter DeBorgia in 11th. Lynn McNeese 12th. Doug Johnson 13th. Dan Harrington 14th. Andrew Zonto in 15th. Everett Lane 16th. Dwayne Corbett 17th. Andy Brigante in 18th. In 19th, Bubba Winningham finishing there in the top 20. Robert Hooligan in 20th. Chris Jordan 21st. Anthony English 22nd. Mike Edgerton 23rd. CJ Erdman 24th. Scott Warren 25th. Brandon Pfeiffer in 26th. Rick Sanchez 27th. Jimmy Reynolds in 28th. 29th finishing was Stephen Miles in 30th. Thomas Lockwood 31st. Dave Hunt. 32nd, Joshua Gathright. 33rd, Richard Kuhn. 34th, Brian Graham. And 35th was Stephen Luttrell. Well, appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Thank you so much as we wrap it up here tonight on Max Speed TV. Don't forget, though, tomorrow night will be CFM Speedway Monkeys at Daytona for a night race. So tune in live here at 7:45 Central, 8:45 Eastern. Please join us. Hopefully Mr. Taldo will be back up here in the booth calling the race with me. We'll see what happens. If he does, if he's feeling better anyway, he will come back in. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight here on this edition of Max Speed TV with the OP Super Speedway Butt Kicker Unlimited Series. Guys, please have a good weekend, good night, stay safe, and we will see you tomorrow night.